It was 1999, and there was great excitement at Maersk Oil after it discovered a 2 billion barrel field in the Danish North Sea. Maersk Oil has always strived to develop difficult fields using new technologies fostered by our creative flair. The new discovery, the Halfdan field, offered the challenge to do just that.
It's actually quite unusual to find a field this size and to have the opportunity to develop everything from scratch. There are not many chances like that.
A little over 10 years later, the Halfdan field is now the largest in the Danish North Sea and accounts for almost half of all Danish oil output at close to 100,000 barrels per day. The groundbreaker was Maersk Oil's FAST technique. At first, just a simple observation about how water injection under high pressure can be used to push oil into production wells in a controlled manner.
In the North Sea, we are dealing with chalk of quite high porosity but low permeability. And in order for us to get any decent production rates out of this tight chalk, we need to inject water. In the Dan field, which we have operated since 1972, we injected water at low pressure at first. We didn't want to create fractures because we didn't know how to control them.
Later, Maersk Oil decided to try ramping up the pressure to deliberately create fractures. Geophysicists noticed that there was a way of making sure the fractures from the water injection ran parallel with each other, squeezing the oil out in between.
Everything we learned from the Dan field has gone into the development of the Halfdan field. Looking at the maps, you can see how the Dan field looks quite chaotic really, and looking at the Halfdan field, you can see how it's quite organized, wells drilled in parallel, alternating producers and injectors, and it's quite smart in all its simplicity really. The FAST concept was actually quite unconventional. Talking to colleagues from the industry, when seeing what we are doing, they seem to think we are a bit crazy, but we have found it works.
The FAST technique, together with an intense drilling campaign, helped raise production of the young field to 100,000 barrels per day in just over 4 years. From scratch, Maersk Oil has put into place 6 platforms, with 1 more planned, 2 flare stacks, 36 oil-producing wells, 26 water injectors, and over 100 kilometers of pipelines after investment of just under $2 billion.
Well, the beauty about Halfdan was that it paid for itself. First oil were virtually produced day one. And during planning the early development phases of Halfdan, we were very conscious about the later development stages to come.
Maersk Oil started pumping oil from Halfdan less than a year after its discovery, a rare feat in the industry. Every stage of development over the past 10 years was delivered on time and on budget. But Maersk Oil didn't stop there. As the field was being developed at breakneck speed, the company also wanted to optimize the production it already had. For the first time in Maersk Oil's history, it used 4-dimensional seismic imaging to help make the field more efficient and answer some questions about its theories of water injection.
3-dimensional seismic data and well log data gives us the opportunity to create 3-dimensional subsurface models of our oil reservoirs. It also makes it possible to predict porosity of those reservoirs.
In 2005, Maersk Oil sent ships to trawl above the field and record a new seismic survey.
If you then add another dimension, time as the 4th dimension, and shoot another 3D survey after some years of production, then you're able to look at the differences between the 2 seismic surveys and map basically production effects. In the case of Halfdan, that was a unique opportunity to confirm our new development strategy where we used the FAST principle. And indeed, 4D showed that the water fractures were exactly where we thought they would be.
Through close collaboration among colleagues and contractors, through courage and willingness to try new technologies, and while keeping a strict hand over budgets, Maersk Oil turned the Halfdan field around into a major Danish asset with incredible speed.
In the Halfdan field, we have taken quite big steps in every phase of the development, and for me it has been a unique opportunity to be part of that, and there are really not many chances like that.